Hi everyone, I'm Natalia from High Vibe, and I'm here today to talk about CBD. I'm really excited to be here because Birch and Fogg asked me to come and talk to you guys about your modern lifestyles and about how to incorporate cannabis into it in safe and holistic ways. So I'm really blessed to be here, and I'm so grateful that you're tuning in. And I'd love to answer more of your questions. Today's focus is going to be all on CBD primarily. I'm a little nervous, and there's no way that I could be here today talking to all of you without some CBD. I know I've personally used cannabis for anxiety. There's been a ton of you guys who have reached out saying that you also have anxiety. CBD is a really great alternative, especially if you've tried the THC and it hasn't worked for you, or it's made you more paranoid, or made you have a bad time. Definitely try the CBD. I've used cannabis for my anxiety, I've used it for depression, I've used it for PTSD, cramps, pains, headaches, and that's just my experience. There's so many other people who've benefited from this amazing plant, and it is very easy to incorporate into your wellness when it's just a chocolate bar. This one day is going to be just as normal as having a glass of wine or a cup of coffee. Cannabis and the two types. There's a psychoactive component, which is THC, and what a lot of us have already known, and kind of THC gets put in this negative light because it gets you high, because it has negative side effects, but we aren't talking about the other component, which is CBD. And when I'm talking about components, I mean there's over 400 different components in cannabis. So these are just two main ones. So again, THC, psychoactive, and then our focus today, which is going to be the CBD. CBD is a non-psychoactive component of cannabis, and you can use it into your holistic well-being without it affecting your impairment, and it actually can help mitigate some of the negative effects of the THC. So let's talk about the CBD. CBD is non-psychoactive, like I mentioned earlier. It's analgesic, which means that it reduces your pain. It's anti-inflammatory. It's anti-anxiolytic, which means anti-anxiety. Neuroprotective. So something that's really interesting about the neuroprotective is people think that cannabis is bad for you or that it does brain damage, and here it's actually saying that CBD is neuroprotective. Anti-epileptic, anti-spasmodic, anti-convulsant, antioxidant, anti-tumor, anti-proliferant. It's a bone stimulant, but you didn't know that. Immune modulating, vasorelaxant, antipsychotic, and it's also an antibiotic. So there's a lot of amazing benefits from the CBD, and you're not going to get any of the negative effects of cannabis. All of the health, none of the high. So, and those are just some of the ones that we're just starting to scratch the surface at and start to learn about more through research, and research is the one that's really like driving a lot of this, this knowledge right now. So the entourage effect is this thing in cannabis where it brings all the parts together. So if you have the THC and the CBD, you're going to be getting full spectrum health, and that's better than just THC and just CBD. So I really think that they come together and they make a really lovely mixture together. So what you might not know about CBD is that cannabidiol can actually mitigate the THC, which is the formal name for that is 9-delta-hydrocannabidiol. So CBD can help mitigate those effects. I actually had one of the Birch and Foggers ask me, do you think that they cancel out each other? And, I wouldn't say cancel is the right word. I think that it helps balance out each other. So if you're feeling really high and like you're not having a good time, you need to take some CBD because that's the easiest way to come down. So this plant is so amazing. It's just like poison ivy. Poison ivy naturally in nature grows next to the plant that will help cancel out and mitigate its effects. This is the same way. So CBD can help cancel out the negative and adverse effects of the THC. So the THC and the CBD work together. I don't think that they cancel each other out because I don't want to be stoned all day, but I want to be maybe receiving some of the benefits from the THC. THC is really good for nausea. If you are a person that has anxiety, the THC can sometimes help, but I'm not saying that that's for everybody because everybody's different, and you should probably talk to your doctor if you're thinking about using cannabis for medicinal reasons. The only way to be legitimate is to have a medical license in Canada. There. It's a really strong plant. It's a sacred plant and we need to be treating it as such. So I really wanted to try and say that because it is a very versatile plant. It's not for everyone, but I think that there's a lot of benefits that you guys can have and incorporate it into your wellness. So I'm gonna open up some CBD. This is an EP's infusion. These you can find on the Birch and Fog site. And I've definitely tried a few of their chocolates in the past, and I'm really excited to crack this one open with you guys today. So it says here it's a premium dark chocolate with CBD. Let me know what you guys are smoking in the comments below or what you guys are doing to indulge. So let me see how much is in here. Okay, so this has, oh, nice. This is really great. I'll show you guys this packaging. So on the back here, it shows you the milligrams. So you can see that it's got the CBD here. It's got 120 milligrams of the CBD for the whole bar, or per square, there's 5 milligrams. So I'm a little nervous I might take 2, but we'll start with 1. Because this is what I want you guys to know about cannabis as well, is that less sometimes is more. So start with a lower dose. Yeah, go low and start slow. So 5 milligrams. It's really good. Different ways to take it, obviously. You don't have to take it in chocolate. You can also take it in a sublingual. So I do have one here. And so what you do is you just crack this guy off, and you have this little dropper, and then you just take a few drops and you put it underneath your tongue. And you're gonna let it sit there for about 60 seconds to a minute and a half so that it fully absorbs. Perfect. All right, well that's CBD in a wrap. If you guys have any other questions or you want to have a little bit more of a chat, definitely message me. You can find me at High Vibes on Instagram, and I would love to hear more from you. And thank you so much. Thank you, Birch and Fog. I'm so grateful. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.